Hey, what's up? It's Stefs. You're back on the Stefs Rock Show, and we're here with Corban. Thank you very much for coming by.
Yeah, not a problem at all. How we doing?
Great. So I was scrolling on TikTok and I came across you. You go live a lot and you have this 70s vibe about you. You're so young. How did you get the 70s vibe?
Well, I remember going into high school fresh in, and I wanted to be in a band, and I met a few guys, and they started introducing me to music, and I just got hooked. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. You got like an old soul though. And I thought you play Ozzy, you play Pantera, a lot of
hmm
the music that I dig and I grew up with. What other songs do you like to play or musicians live?
Um, I love Alice in Chains. I'm a big Alice in Chains fan. Anything of all ages, that's gonna pull every age, every culture. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
everybody can get a little piece of it.
Yeah. What's like a new band that I wouldn't know about that's younger, that's kind of badass?
I have a really good friend. Oh yeah, I recommend Void. They're from Lafayette, Louisiana. They're a horror thrash band, and they're really cool.
Okay. Boy,
Yeah,
I'll have to
they're
check
really
that out.
awesome. Yeah.
Nice. And so what's there to do for fun in the Midwest? Like what's the fun meter?
I enjoy hiking. My family goes backpacking a lot. Like recently, I did come to California and hike the High Sierras, the John Muir Trail.
It's
Um,
beautiful. That's I live in
it's so
NorCal.
gorgeous. Yeah,
It's
it's
stunning.
gorgeous. But
Yeah.
here I do a lot of thrifting and shopping.
Nice.
And yeah, music and a bunch of random stuff up in OKC. There's a lot of little things to do in the Bricktown area. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And the Thunder, like they're an awesome basketball team.
Oh yeah, they are.
I've seen them a couple times. I like so the aesthetics of your room. It's so neat. It's like
Thank
a
you.
time warp. Is this in your thrifting? Is that how you
Yeah.
kind of create?
So my mom owns a liquidation company, so it's basically like a thrift store on wheels, and so I get to pick and choose all the cool stuff and all that for my room. I'm a big
Wait.
junkie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's got neat vibes. So okay, Dangerous Man's out now. Tell us about Dangerous Man.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So Dangerous Man is our second single that we've released. Uh, it's it's a very big song because there's a lot going on, different vibes. You know what I mean? Come out of nowhere. Um, we wrote it last summer. I was going through some mental tribulations, and we like kind of just dove in, started writing about how we felt, how I felt, and it just kind of all just came together so naturally. It was great.
Yeah.
It's a great
We've
song.
definitely all been through shitty times, and it does create the
Yeah,
best art when you're not vibing maybe with life so hard. But
yeah.
well, do you do most of the writing, or is it a collaborative process?
It's definitely a collaborative process. We all bring in pieces and bits. My drummer writes most of our lyrics. Him and I get together and we'll work on melody and if he needs me to pitch in or anything like that. But yeah,
Yeah. And I saw you played the national anthem. Was that your graduation or someone else's graduation?
yeah, it was my graduation. I graduated trade school recently for welding, pursuing, and I got to do it both at my high school graduation and my trade school graduation at the uh, Nancy O'Brien Center in Norman, which is the OU basketball arena. It's pretty sweet.
Oh, nice. So
Yeah.
wait, do you want to be a welder or a rock star?
I want to be a rock star and weld for fun.
Yeah, you need a backup plan, right? If
Right,
if
right,
if Rockstar, doesn't pan out, then it's cool to be diversified in other
right,
areas. Yeah.
right.
So what are some of the bands that influenced you musically?
Um, I'm a massive Randy Rhoads fan. So early Ozzy is definitely like my rock bible
Yeah.
when it comes to the riffs, and I'm also a really big fan of Judas Priest. I'm going to see Judas Priest this Saturday at the Toyota Center in
Nice. I just saw him 2
Dallas.
weeks ago at Aftershock Festival,
Oh
and
my
I just
goodness,
every
I bet they're
time
so good.
so good, so good. The lineup on Aftershock is just so good too, and it gets better every year. So I
Yeah.
highly suggest Aftershock. So okay, Judas Priest. What other bands?
I love Megadeth and Metallica, Pantera. I'm a big Dimebag fan.
Yeah,
Um, and just all those big '80s and late '70s bands. I love.
pretty heavy. And then so the TikTok thing is new to me. Like I said, I jumped on like 4 months ago. Tell me about when you started going live and like what are some of the secrets or advice you can give to people like me that are new about going live?
Yeah. Well, for me, I started going live around last summer, and it kind of it. I mean, one, it grew my following. Like, I think since then I've gained 40,000 followers since I started it, which is a
Wow.
pretty good amount in 1 year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really just being yourself is really like
Mm.
the biggest factor. If people can see that you're authentic and that you're being you, I think people find that attractive. And I think that's the easiest way to grow is just to be yourself.
Have you ever had a weird thing happen to you during a live or that somebody said or something?
Um, we have some interesting people that will join every once in a while, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's not anything too crazy because TikTok guidelines will block things out if people are being a little wild. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. It's weird being sent gifts, like receiving money through the internet, and
Mhm.
I've always like kind of thought that was weird, because you're getting on to just play for fun, and people are tipping you, as if you're basking out by the road or whatever on the sidewalk, or
Yeah.
I'm in the comfort of my own chair in my own room,
I mean, I think it makes sense if someone wants to contribute to you, they think you're really talented to give a gift.
Right.
When I get gifts, I just give it back. So I end up like just re-gifting whatever I got from a live. And I think I've only been live
Right.
like 6 or 7 times. I just went live today and I don't know what to do. Like I think it's for you guys that play
Mhm.
music or makeup artists that because I've been in radio for so long, like I just talk, and I don't want to do a live interview because a lot of artists I work with don't want the interview to be live. They want to make sure and approve it before it goes up. So it's kind of weirder, I think, for me to just talk on a live than it would be
I
for you to
understand
play an
that.
instrument. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely has a different place for it, but
Yeah.
I think you can figure out a way. I think lives with like live interviews, I think people can dig that because it's live. It's like they want to be there while it's happening. I think that's really cool.
I know, and I think I wanna do more newer artists like you that may be comfortable
Hmm.
with a live interview. When I do older bands that have been in the game for a while, they're like, "Wait, what if I say something and my manager gets upset about what I say?" So, I think
Yeah,
that's a good idea for and speaking of so you're a newer artist, what is on your horizons? What's your goals for, like, 2025 as growth?
we are currently working. Possibly, I don't know how much I can talk about because I don't want my guys to get mad at me
Yeah.
for spoiling. But we have another 2 singles that should be out at the start of the year, um, and then hopefully by next fall an album, which would be, but that's still a stretch right now to talk about. But
Yeah.
um, our next single will be out this next January called "The Coldest." It's a really cool song. It's a lot of fun to play.
Nice.
We're
And
super
what about a
excited.
tour? Do you think, like, would that ever be in the making or
Yeah, we're planning on it. We're all it's we're learning how to do it as we go. So
Yeah.
it's all DIY. So it's a little harder. I'm still figuring it all out, but a tour would be awesome. I'd love. Yeah, probably a southern tour, Texas.
Yeah.
New Mexico.
Texas, Tennessee, I love and I
Right.
love Austin. Like I lived in Austin for a year. It's such a great Have you been to Austin, Texas?
I have family that lives in New Braunfels, so I'm
That's a
down there
beautiful area.
quite often. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great music scene. But I haven't been to Nashville. Have you been to Nashville?
I went and saw Greta Van Fleet in Nashville in 2021, and Nashville is beautiful. It's growing. It's a booming city. It's
It
huge.
really is. I wanna make it out there because it's funny to me. I've been to Little Rock and Austin so much, and I've never been to Nashville, and it's just like a hop, skip, and a jump. So that is my
Yeah.
goal. Next year, I'm gonna finally go to Nashville. I have so many friends in bands that live out there that I like to couch surf, and so I'm just like that.
I get that. I mean, yeah. Well, Nashville's incredible, and their food's incredible. Like they have so much fried chicken out there. It's insane. And
Oh,
I'm
that
a
sounds
massive
good.
fried food junkie, being in
I
the
dig
South.
it. So, how did the band come together? How did you guys all meet?
So I I met a rhythm guitarist at the time, and him and I got together, and this was in early 2021, and I met this rhythm guitarist. His name was Brandon, and he knew a drummer who is our drummer now. His name is Quinn, and when we got together, Quinn and I just instantly had chemistry. Just it was there, and we had the same ideas, same vision, and then this year we met our bassist. We had a few other bassists, but we met our now bassist this January, and he was in my first band I was ever in, which was in 8th grade. And
Oh my
so we had
goodness.
already had chemistry too. And he had similar, he'd just gotten into bass, and he's kind of a prodigy. Like it's a little weird. Like it's interesting playing alone and then playing with a band, how fast you can progress.
Yeah.
Because it's forcing you to get better and keep up with your bandmates. It's a crazy thing. It's like playing a whole different, like, it's instrument almost.
Why is there always issues with the bass players though? That's always a problem.
I don't know. They got a lot of cats that they gotta attend to. Their girlfriend.
They got a lot of cats
Whatever.
and a lot of girlfriends and maybe drugs and
Yeah.
alcohol. I don't know.
Right.
That's cute.
No, our band's sober. We're a sober band.
That is okay. This is so fascinating to me because this is becoming really popular with your generation, with the younger generation, that being sober is okay. It's acceptable. Like when I was growing up, you would have been so teased, and it wasn't
Right.
as it's praised. I mean, I think it's awesome. I hope my kids want to be sober when, they're
Right.
in a band. And I'm curious to how this started. Is it just because like your parents partied so hard and you're just like, no, I don't want to do that? Like,
Well,
how did the movement start, or why is this a thing?
I mean, for us, like, I grew up in church, and so my parents are like my parents still work. My dad's on staff at a church, and so I just
Cool.
kind of like grew up outside of like any type of partying, drug related thing. So I've never been around it, type of deal, until I've recently gotten into music. You see it, and it was a little bit of a shock. Like I've never like even like been to a bar setting, like anything like that. So
And you're over 21.
I'm 20. I'm
Okay,
20.
so wait, you haven't even turned 21 to go to a bar yet, though. Oh, but
Right, but
you
like
mean because you
playing,
performed in
yeah, playing. It's yeah.
Oh.
So, but I mean,
And seeing people drunk in a bar, would that deter you from wanting to ever try to drink?
I think drinking responsibly is okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not really much of a partier. I'd prefer to be at home playing guitar.
Yeah. Did you play guitar in church?
No, so I've been playing guitar for 5 years now. I started because all my family's musicians. My mom and dad. My dad plays bass. I don't know why my dad hasn't joined the band. I mean,
I was gonna say he could have been your bass player.
yeah, I know. I've begged him multiple times, but it's just not happening. But my mom is like a pianist. She's a singer. I also sing, and I play and sing guitar. Play guitar and sing for the band. But so I grew up around music, and so it's
in your
always been
blood.
in my blood. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. Do you have any siblings in music as well?
Yes, I have 3 sisters. I have one older sister, and we all sing. We can play, all of us. My youngest sister is actually getting into guitar, and she's getting pretty good. It's a little scary.
You can be White Stripes over there.
Yeah. But everybody in my family dabbles in every instrument.
Is it cool being the only boy, or is it like odd man out of the siblings?
It's odd man out in social situations. I'm not great with like other guys. I'm
Because you're
not
so
straight with
used to having so much female energy.
so many so many females around
Okay.
me that it's a little weird interacting with guys, but I'm getting better with it. I moved out this summer, so I live with a roommate now that's a guy, and it's definitely weird living with another dude.
Yeah. The lid's always up. You don't have to like put
Yeah,
it
the
back
lid's
down.
always up. Yeah,
Yeah.
stuff's always out. I'm just like, oh my goodness.
And yeah, I'm the opposite. I have 2 sons, and so I'm just odd woman out. So the lid's always
Right,
up. There's always like 10 to 15 guys playing video games in my house. So it's bro
right.
central over here. So when I get around a girl, I'm like, oh my gosh, I get a girl talk. What is this? They're teaching me all the riz and all the cool things to say. Um,
Goodness, yeah.
okay, can I do random questions?
Let's do it.
Okay, if you could be any animal, what animal would you be and why?
Um, oh my goodness, I think I'd be like a lion. Like
Okay.
they're
Because of
so
the hair,
majestic. Yeah, it's so majestic. The big hair,
the
uh,
mane.
the ego, all of it.
You think, I mean, if you're going to be the face of the band and you're the lead singer, you've got to have an ego. You've got to have some stage presence and
Yeah.
confidence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do. You definitely there's an aspect of it. It's always scary with ego though, because you go too far, you're gonna get. I'm always scared of getting humbled, so I try to keep myself grounded, and my
I
bandmates
feel
definitely
like
do.
as long as you're nice, when I've had bands by in radio days off camera and you treat everyone around you with respect and you're always grateful. But there's also this sense of when I enjoy a band, I want them to be bigger than life. I kind of want the lead singer to be cocky and crazy and a leader. So it's like if you can
Yeah,
turn that switch on and off and you know when to do it, that's cool.
yeah, I agree.
Okay, do you think being in a relationship while in a band can help the band or hurt the band?
Uh, I think it. I think that really depends on your priorities.
Yeah.
Um, Especially, I mean, we're young, so my bassist has a girlfriend, and it gets in the way of practice. But uh,
You haven't
uh
had like 9 divorces and all this
no,
shit.
no,
Yeah.
there's no.
You're just getting started, which is so exciting. Why I'm loving TikTok and I wish I got on it sooner. Is it's like all of you young guys starting out. And I'm like, this is so exciting that like the world is your oyster and you don't
Yeah,
know what's going to happen and where it's going to be. But you're definitely super talented. I'm stoked watching your lives. You're doing great. And
thank
thank you
you.
so much, Corbin, for stopping by Steph's Rock Show new podcast.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me on.
Definitely.